Launch to update. Well, we're not doing that now, buddy. We will do that later, man.
You went back. You updated your profile picture 32 minutes ago back to Starman.
I did.
A winner is you.
Well, that is my cover photo.
Mm-hmm.
Starman saying a winner is you. Lonnie Parachute.
All right, I gotta put these away. I'm gonna tell a story.
You were putting them away.
Huh?
You were putting them away.
Yeah, in a different way.
Looking large at lunch. And no one will get that because that album really doesn't even exist out there. Alrighty. Oh, we're good now. Mr. Crank Anchor's here. I assume that's what the Y at the end of crank means.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then. If you are anywhere near prepared, I will give you a 5 in
I am
Shri.
never prepared.
Yes. A 5 in Shri. Who's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you a fresh in peace. Ms. Hill telling us all how lucky we are. Hip hop giving back to the pioneers, finally. Snoop and Master P paying homage. The return of the DOC. Wu-Tang gets their own day. And we introduce you to Lonnie Parachute. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Now about the stream.
And now, here's your host, Bill Winter, and Mr. Throwback Thursday himself, Jamie Roberts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 511, which would be DXI. We have nothing that we can do for that.
No, not that comes naturally, at least.
We had Dix, and then we had DX, and now we've just got, I don't know.
We had Die.
We had Die. I guess DXI would be what? Dixie?
Sure. The chicks threw it away and we picked it up.
There you go.
We ain't just whistling Dixie here. That's what we're.
No, that's for sure. What we are whistling is, oh my God, are you drinking a Celsius?
I am. It's a Celsius.
Celsius. Oh, okay. Dude, is that one of the sparkling ones or is that one of the?
It is.
I drink the non-sparkling iced tea ones.
It is a watermelon.
I drink the guava, whatever it is. Mango green tea.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
I get a mixed pack through Amazon every month on my subscribe and save.
I should have figured if it's anything with like super energy, you would drink it because you have a garbage gut for that sort of thing.
Right alongside this big cup right here full of Death Wish.
Mm-hmm. I already had my big cup full of Death Wish. However, and I told you this beforehand, I have to share this story with the posse who are viewing on the live stream.
Because this is what we call opening fill.
I go home yesterday, and this is my good day crock.
I said good day.
I said good day. I look at it. If you can see very quickly through here from the distance, I said,
Kraft macaroni
who
and
used
cheese.
my crock and left macaroni and cheese in it?
Yeah.
So I walk up on it because I'm getting ready to empty it and put it in a,
put it in your gut. You're going to look large at lunch.
And put it in the sink so I can wash it out. And it's not macaroni and cheese. It's an entire thing of banana runts. So
which are objectively the best flavor of runt.
Yes. So apparently it was a good day for banana runts.
It
And
was.
and that's because my wife last year ordered a 5-pound bag of nothing but banana runts, which you can get from Amazon apparently.
That's what I hear. You can get everything
So-
from Amazon right up there with your Chelsea.
So banana runt. I'm not going to eat it on air, but I just wanted to share that story because you can use these Crocs for anything.
Yeah. Can I also tell a story?
You may indeed tell a story.
All right. So for those of you who were with us last week live, you were informed that I was going to see the Wizard Cool Keith in concert. Which I did. It was number one, an amazing show. There were, okay, so it's a very small venue. There may have been 40 people there. Keith performed like he was at Madison Square Garden. So that is the greatest thing when an artist knows, look, I know I have a small, strange audience, but they're going to come out and go hard. So I'm going to go hard for them. He freestyled probably 80% of his show. Just random stuff, talking about people in the crowd and being in Richmond. It was cool. But anyway, we walk in the door. We were not waving the 4-4. We were walking in the door, and there's this woman with her cell phone and a microphone attached to the top of it, like a shotgun mic. I said to Ian, man, I wish I could have brought my stuff with me. I could have interviewed people and taken pictures of Keith professionally. And next thing you know, she comes wandering over to us. And, you know, my Cool Keith roll call shirt kind of caught her eye. And she says to Ian, she said, are you guys here to see Cool Keith? Now it's Cool Keith and local artists and a DJ. So who else are you there to see? But anyway, it's like, isn't everyone? She's like, oh, you're not here to see him? I'm like, yes, we're here to see Cool Keith. And she goes, I like your shirt. She said, can I interview you? Because we are doing a documentary about the Black Elvis 2 tour. We're following Keith around and talking to people. Well, of course you can. Because I believe in that entire place, I am probably the largest Cool Keith fan. No, it was not a Black Elvis show. It was a Cool Keith show, and he was there in support of the Black Elvis 2 album. So that way he could change personas and do songs from all kinds of people. But thank you for noting, Cranky, that Keith and Elvis are not the same person. So her name was Piper. And she's asking.
Oh, it's my dog's name.
Yes, I know. And she's asking me all these questions, and it comes down to, so what is your favorite Cool Keith persona?
Oh, God.
I said, my favorite Cool Keith persona is actually not a musical one. And she said, what? I said, it's Lotion Man. And she said, what? I said, it's Lotion Man. She said, I do not know who Lotion Man is. I said, have you never seen the Cool Keith show on YouTube? Episode 1, you are immediately introduced to Lotion Man. So we began talking. And Cranky, I did get to, do you know who I am? Because she asked my name at the end, you know, so she could document whatever. And she said, and what do you do? And I said, I am one half of the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast. And she goes, what's that one about? And I told her, and she said, where can I find that? And I told her, and she goes, I will be listening. So Piper, if you're listening, you know, chime in and tell people this is how it went.
Well, welcome, Piper. Thank you very much for taking an interest in my man here and noticing his shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she is not the only one who had no idea of the existence of Lotion Man.
But now everyone should know.
As opposed to Underwear Pissy.
Yep. I mentioned him too, by the way.
Did you have that come about?
Well, I was just going through a list, because the ones that weren't on my shirt, because she was pointing to my shirt. I said, I didn't have room to write Dr. Octagon or underwear pissy or, but I did have Fly Ricky on there.
No.
I just shortened his name, Fly Ricky, not
Fly
the wine
Ricky,
taster.
not the wine taster. I saw the shirt.
But yeah,
I was shocked Underwear Pissy didn't make it.
only because
you only
it
have so
fit.
much room.
That's
you
true.
should have did that on the back. You should have put ... and then on the back put the rest of them. That would have been perfect.
It's funny. I was telling Ryan, I said when I was making the shirt and it said "and Cool Keith" at the bottom, I was gonna put ... after Keith and just leave it, but I did not.
That would have been cool.
But yeah, it was an incredible show.
He puts on a good show. You showed me some of the
and I posted for the patrons.
Yeah, the YouTube that somebody had recorded. So
yeah, that was the guy who was in there professionally recording while we were there
as part of this crew with Piper. Or
I don't know, because he was kind of set off where he always had a good shot, but he was set off from everybody else.
Okay. No, I watched that video and I was like, man, that must have been a fun show.
Yeah,
because Keith brought it, man.
He did. Like I said, he played like he was in the garden, and there might have been 40 people there. But they were all into it. There was an actual Elvis impersonator in front of me. So he was White Elvis.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
Between you and my Jethro Tull concert last weekend, it was a good weekend for.
Yeah, it was.
For live music, and it was a good week this week. My daughter had her opening night of her play. I went and saw Thursday night.
Oh, and Cranky is right. You do have to have a special permit for the garden to allow you to play at the garden.
Yes, because if you're expecting more than 2,500 people,
I think so, or 1,500, yeah.
1,500. Yeah, I think he could pull that in the garden. I wonder if the Rangers are going to need a permit for their game tonight. You think they'll get more than 1,500 people?
Maybe.
The Knicks had more than 1,500 people the other night when I was watching. I'm pretty sure they needed a permit. But I'm glad you had a good time, and I saw the video, and I
hope everybody
I was there in spirit, but there's no. And was it out early like it was planned? Were you out
a little bit later because he came on late? So I think we got out of there. It was scheduled to be out at 10:30. I think we got out at like 11:15.
That's not terrible.
No, it was an hour and 40-minute drive home.
Okay. See, when I went to the Tull concert, there was no opening act, which was great. Doors open at 7. They were scheduled for a 7:30 start. I think it was about 7:45 by the time Ian got on stage and everything. He did the first set. We had a 15-minute intermission. He did a second set. We were out of there at 10:05.
Good morning, Becca.
Well, hello, Becca. There's a face we don't see very often on the morning stream. Nice to see some familiar faces this morning. Wanda's here. Cranky, of course, is always here.
Of course. And while we have it, we're doing this.
Yes. DWTBT is the hashtag for today, which usually stands for Death Wish and Throwback Thursday. So Jamie must have some kind of collaboration in mind that he is giving away.
I have on my person a Death Wish coffee hockey puck that is squishy. And if you happen to have a Nespresso machine, whether at your home or at work, I have a box of Death Wish Nespresso pods to give you. So you get that and a hockey puck, and
I don't even have the hockey puck, and I'm the hockey guy.
And
the hockey sticker helmet. Yes.
So I will throw all that in.
I got that sticker because I ordered on the day they were doing the Stanley Cup thing that they were giving away. I did not win the Stanley Cup, mind you.
No.
But because if I had, you would have heard about it.
Yes.
But I did get the sticker. I did not get the squishy puck, though.
No, that's an older thing. They had 3 different. So I'm going through all my stuff, because I get a lot of stuff from Death Wish. The freebies they gave away over the years that are just in a box. stuck in a corner, and I'm not doing anything with them except for keeping them
and collecting dust.
right. So I figured we'll give it to the posse.
Mm-hmm.
And Cranky, I believe we can get in trouble if you start saying that out in the general public.
Yes, because neither one of us have the ankles to wear a monitor. So
we get large
to
at
answer
lunch.
your question, Becca, we are both doing very well.
We are well. We are well.
And we hope you are too. John and Sarah are with us. Everybody's with us. So I think that's a good cue to actually do what we came here to do, which is
everybody put hashtag DWTBT in the comment section to be entered.
Yep.
Just
we already have many
a reiteration.
Entries.
Yes.
So Becca, make sure you do that. There's a hockey puck in there for you. And I know you're still a hockey fan. I hope Hannah is doing well at Syracuse with her hockey. So she's playing on the Syracuse women's, I think, club team.
Yes.
The Stan Lee Cup. That would be, you know what? That is a crossover that the NHL probably has never thought of.
Nor has Marvel or DC. It's so easy.
Well, I don't think Stan Lee ever wrote for DC.
No, but if you're doing a crossover and it's a hockey game, you would need Marvel versus
part of hockey. It's something you do on your skates. Anyway, shall we get to what we came here to do, which is bring you some hip hop news and some music and everything else?
Let's do it.
So if we're going to do that, you need to supply us, please, with a little of that Triple H.
Yeah.
I have to say,
This is hip hop Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Cranky said we're in the everything else phase. So get on it. It's your turn.
It is my turn, and stop me if you've heard this before. We have a fresh in piece, and it is diabetes related. C Knight, a member of the hip hop group, the Dove Shack, has passed away.
What was their big one? Was it Summertime in the LBC?
Yes.
I actually think we did that on an episode.
We did. Real name Arnez Blunt. Passed away after it was decided to take him off life support a few weeks ago. He had been admitted to the hospital for a stroke. He had had a stroke basically after his blood sugar was at a scary level as a result of his diabetes. And I know this one is going to touch one member of our stream a little bit because she is a big fighter over that. In fact, I think it's on her avatar that's in this chat. While getting dialysis at the hospital, he suffered a stroke, went into cardiac arrest. He was resuscitated and put on life support, but had been in an unresponsive state. Medical staff told the family there were no signs of progress. There was an MRI done to see if there was any notable brain activity. Unfortunately, there was not any brain activity. So the family has made the decision to take him off life support. And as such, C Knight of the Dove Shack has passed away at the entirely too young age of 52 years old. Now we're getting into younger than us.
Yes.
When we started this show, it was just a few years older than us people were passing away. And then we went through a stretch where it was people the same age as
our
us.
age. Yeah.
And now this is younger than us. This is scary. This is sad stuff. Summertime in the LBC. This is the Shack smoke out big hits for Dove Shack.
This is how we act. Yeah.
52 years old. Rest in power. Fresh in peace. And our thoughts go out to the fans, friends, and family of C Knight of Dove Shack.
Yeah.
I don't know what the full dictionary definition of arrogance is, but this might might be it.
It could be. I was telling the kids, and I say kids, one's going to be 24 and the other one's 20.
They're always your kids, man.
Yes,
They're always your
this is-
children, even if they're adults.
This is the second most offensive thing I've heard her say.
Yes, after the infamous.
Yeah, I would rather my children starve than a white person buy my album. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So we could only be talking about the one and only, the enigma herself, Ms. Lauryn Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So she took the stage this past weekend and defended herself, tried to defend herself over the fact that she's late all the time. She even had recently canceled appearances, telling fans, yo, y'all lucky I make it on this stage every night. And then she cited vocal injuries for rescheduling an October 22nd concert in Philadelphia and another on October 30th in Fort Worth during the North American tour that they're on, which celebrates 25 years of her iconic album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. With her propensity to be late, the 25th anniversary might end on the 32nd anniversary. But while she was on stage in Los Angeles, she says that she told the crowd, they say she's late a lot. Yo, y'all lucky I make it on this stage every night. I don't do it because they let me do it. I do it because I stand here in the name of God. God is the only one who allows me to do it, who surrounded me with family and community when there was no support, when the album sold so many records and no one showed up and said, hey, would you like to make another one? So I went around the world and I played the same album over and over and over and over again because we're the survivors. We're not just survivors. I don't see where one has anything at all to do with the other.
And I'm very confused to the part where she said, I made an album and then I did concerts and nobody showed up. And nobody asked me to do another album. So then I just toured around the world. I don't get any of that. She's not Lisa Stansfield.
No, because Lisa Stansfield shows up for her shit.
She does. But yeah, no, it's just all very confusing speech coming out of here. And I don't know if she's like, I'm going to say something profound today, but she doesn't write anything down. And she just starts talking and then just stumbles over what she was saying. You can't plan the things that she's saying.
That was a whole lot of word vomit. Is what that was.
Yes.
And if you're there because of God need to buy you a watch.
was it Khaled? God did?
I'm never gonna get on anybody about their beliefs. If you choose to believe in that sort of, in a certain spiritual entity, that's fine. But that spiritual entity, I'm sure, has more pressing things to worry about than whether or not you make it on the stage.
He's not doing that well.
Because and I've always laughed at that when I think it was George Carlin who said, these guys always say, we won, thank God. I'd like to thank God because, God who put me in the end zone. It's like, does God hate the losing team then? We would have won, but God had the points. So
he was out to get us, man.
God's BetMGM had so-and-so by 10.
By 10, yeah.
That's why our field goal went wide. You win and lose things on your own merits. And
you do.
If you need the spiritual presence in your life, that's fine. I don't begrudge anybody. But it's a lazy excuse to use for your own lack of
your tardiness.
your own lack of accountability for your tardiness is basically what it is.
She don't feel tardy.
She don't feel tardy. Not in her eyes, because God put her there on time. So yeah, Flav's got a lot. Did you see his thing a couple weeks ago? Somebody was talking about moving the clocks back. He goes, most painful day of the year for a guy with over 1 million clocks. He says.
And Wanda, doesn't he live out there in Vegas?
And then I saw video of him playing the piano, and then I saw a video of him playing the bass. I mean, the man.
Well, we've been talking about it for years.
About Flavor Flav in the last year and his amazing ability to play multiple instruments.
I think 17 proficiently.
He's crazy. He's
a Swiftie.
He's a huge Swiftie.
Yes.
So, you know who else is a Swiftie that I found out on a TikTok video this week?
Travis Kelce.
Dave Draymond.
Why not?
There's a video out there of a girl at his concert. He comes down off the stage and he goes, I was worried about you. He goes, I looked down and you just didn't look like you were having a good time, like your boyfriend brought you to the wrong goddamn concert. He said, but then I saw you singing Sound of Silence and I knew it wasn't that. He goes, look, we're trying our hardest. We're not Taylor Swift up here, but we're trying our hardest. And the girl kind of did this with the Taylor Swift thing. And some people in the crowd started booing. And his response was, oh, shut the fuck up. Taylor Swift kicks fucking ass, he says. And I went, Dave Draymond is a fucking Swiftie.
Who knew?
So there you go. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled hip hop, non-disturbed, non-Taylor Swift programming. And since we're talking about Lauryn Hill and the Fugees, it only makes sense to dovetail into this next article. The hip hop Beatles, which is kind of weird considering the Beatles just put out a new single for the first time in years. Okay,
player. So look, there are things that I don't like in this world. The Beatles being one of them. But on top of that, Bono. So when
you're not a Beatles guy?
No, I think they are possibly the most overrated band in the world. They're not musically bad. I like some Beatles songs, but who fucking cares?
You just didn't understand the hype. I don't know. No. Maybe if it's because we didn't grow up when the Beatles came over.
Maybe.
Because I know people who lost their fucking minds when the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan because they'd never seen anything like that.
Yep.
Of course, these are the same people who lost their fucking mind when Elvis was on Ed Sullivan because, I mean, that was the time where they basically told the director not to shoot him from the waist down.
Yeah.
So, but, and everybody likes to use the term such and such, whatever industry, the Beatles of whatever industry.
Right.
Fugees are hip hop's Beatles. Bono told me so.
So like
this is
already this whole
Wyclef.
statement, I hate it all.
And
Wyclef is collateral damage in my hate right now.
See, he's going to catch a bullet in his bubble goose for this.
He is.
Wyclef says that he's confident that the Fugees are solidified in history, and they are.
Yes.
Even with their lack of albums. TMZ caught up with him at LAX. And he
was he wearing a bubble goose at the time?
You know what? It looks like he's got a bubble goose vest on in this picture.
Nice.
So, Johnson. He told us flat out that the trio's legacy has surpassed all his expectations, and that's fine.
Yes.
But
I never expected that Praz would be an international fugitive.
He is in real life now. But he said that U2's Bono told him that the Fugees were hip hop Beatles.
You're talking about another Bono. There are very few names that you can just throw out there that you don't need a qualifier.
Said the lead singer of U2, Paul Hewson.
Right.
Nobody would know that.
No. But when you say Bono, it's like if I say Kermit, you're not going to go Kermit Johnson.
No, I
No, you
immediately
know-
think Kermit Washington, who Rudy Tomjanovich got punched in the face by.
Is this going to take us down a Rudy Boogarel rabbit hole again?
No.
Okay.
No. I forget who did the punching on that. I just remembered the two names were Rudy Tomjanovich and Kermit Washington because
Yeah.
that was the greatest name I'd ever heard. Kermit
Yeah.
Washington.
Bono
And all I
does
could think
not
of
need a
was that's his Sesame
qualifier.
Street was in the hood.
as to who he was.
No. But apparently this was during the height of the album's success, the score. So it wasn't like Bono just came out
6 or so.
Yeah, it wasn't like Bono just came out last week and said it.
Who knows that guy?
But Bono told him back then that the Fugees were the hip hop Beatles, which he said, Wyclef says, at the time, the compliment was completely lost on him. But for years of having fans sell out their shows or wait for them for them at airports, validated the honor for him. Well, they're used to waiting because Lauryn Hill's in the
Yes.
group.
Did he say, well, there are 3 of us, but we're not the Beatles?
No, somebody else said that.
Yes, they did.
He's hinted at them finally preparing a release after all this time, a topic that Praz played coy on when they spoke to him. And that was right
As
before
he was coming out of the courthouse.
Yeah, he's coming out of the courthouse.
Praz, tell us about the new album.
Well,
know if I'm
no,
gonna
I
be
think
there
you got
for it.
confused. I said there's a new record.
Yes.
It's mine and it's criminal. Fast forward to the present day, the trio is still seeing their fans attend in droves with some special provisions added to the fray, like the 3.5-hour wait at every single show.
But they're lucky she shows up at all.
So I guess on the last one that they did, though, Lil Wayne popped up and surprised and helped perform Ready or Not. So
Because Lauren wasn't there? Is that what?
yeah. Nas showed up to congratulate her
Yes.
for earning a diamond plaque and stayed to perform duets in If I Ruled the World, which go figure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just they're the hip hop Beatles, but I don't remember the Beatles ever being that late for shows.
Maybe Lauren is John.
And I don't have the hatred or the vitriol for the Beatles that you do. I actually
No,
kind of like a lot of Beatles stuff.
I
And
don't
I was a
hate the
huge
Beatles. I
fan.
hate people for liking them so much when they are not a great band.
Well, I'm like that with Metallica, and I'm like that with Nirvana specifically.
Right.
Nirvana's the most overrated band ever. They were a better
Yeah,
than
it's
average garage band that
But
got
that's
a
the thing.
lot
It's
of
not to say that they're not good. It's just they are not as good as people make them out to be.
No, but when
Which
your
is
lead
my
singer
problem with the Beatles.
dies at a young age, they get canonized. That's
Yeah.
why people revere Biggie and people revere Tupac, and to a lesser extent, people revere Jim Morrison.
Right.
The Doors were a decent band. Morrison was not a great singer,
Mm-hmm.
but for that time, and for that group, his voice does fit that weird keyboardy vibe that the Doors had back then. But I don't like the deification of people just because they die young. Anyway, since we talked about Nas in the last article,
We did.
let's
It's like
dovetail
this-
off of that.
This is called sequencing, man.
Hip hop gives back. Yeah, there are some generational delight. You want to know a 90s group that's a generational delight that if you haven't seen the trailer for it, you need to, is Black Sheep.
Yes.
I can't wait for this
I
documentary.
couldn't find an article on it yet.
No,
Otherwise, it would have been front and center here.
but it's coming out on Paramount Plus. So
Yes, John, exactly like that.
I
Except
don't know
that's
how
like-
many.
Except that's like deifying Bambi's mother, characters in a book.
Mhm. Oh, we are going to get hatred now. Another one who died too young. By the way. BlackEnterprise.com. Oddly enough, not the first time we've used this
It's not.
as a source because they were already muted. Nas, Steve Stout, and others give $500K to hip hop contributors who didn't get what they deserved. So
Mhm.
it's already a classic artist helping out other classic artists as opposed to new school artists giving back to
Right.
So at least Nas knows what what side his bread is buttered on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They joined forces with Andreessen Horowitz, co-founder Ben Horowitz, and his wife Felicia Horowitz. They paid homage to
Not
hip
Adam
hop
Horowitz.
pioneers, through financial support. The inaugural Hip Hop Grandmaster Awards, set to take place in honor legends Rakim and Scarface, in a celebration where 100% of the proceeds will go, quote, to support hip hop greats and other creatives, which is put out by the Paid in Full Foundation.
Yes.
And I wonder why Rakim is the first honoree. Over the past several decades, hip hop music and culture rose from a local niche New York art form into a global phenomenon, says the Paid in Full Foundation.
Yes.
In doing so, it has created countless careers, many fortunes, and most importantly, gave hope and aspiration to a generation of young people. I hear aspiration and I think in medical terms. So a lot of them shaped the industry, and before the financial part of it was what it is now,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of classic artists and classic legends that just didn't really make out very well.
No.
Paid in Full Foundation aims to rectify that through its grant-making program by both honoring the people who built hip-hop and enabling them to pursue their creative and intellectual pursuits for the benefit of society. So they're giving $500,000 and health care.
Yes.
That's the big thing, because it is so expensive to even go through the marketplace and buy insurance. And a lot of these people probably don't have access to commercial insurance plans unless they buy it themselves, because I don't think they're working for like I do. You know, I can get it through my job.
Right.
But
and a lot of them at their age probably have pre-existing conditions
and won't get approved.
and won't get it. Yeah.
Or if they do get approved, have to pay more than what they would pay if they paid out of pocket for
Right,
services.
right.
So insurance is a scam, man. This is the cool thing. The awards are already sold out.
Oh, wrong cool
Hip
thing.
Hop, well, that's a cool thing too. Hip Hop Grandmaster Awards are sold out and will take place November 17th. So that's this
Next
coming
Friday.
Friday. In Las Vegas, out by where Wanda isn't she?
Yes.
So if you're out there, Wanda, you should check that out. It's a shame it's sold out. You might have to scalp a ticket. Next article, and I don't think we can dovetail anything from the last one into this one. So
Now this is a little bit more difficult to do.
And you've called it Prime Tizime.
I did.
And I think I said that right.
I believe you did as well.
Uncle Snoop and this ain't no motherfucking P show love to Deion Sanders with a special prime time cereal. Yeah. Deion, who also has problems with diabetes and has lost toes and shit. I hope it's a non-sweetened cereal.
No, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. That's what they do. They put
It's like the Jolt Cola ad from back in the days. All the sugar and twice the caffeine.
and none of the taste because it was awful. Snoop and Master P have saluted Deion Sanders, Coach Prime of the Colorado Buffaloes, by unveiling a limited edition cereal dedicated to the college football coach. Well, if it's anything like their season, it'll start off really, really good and then go flavorless. So,
but
kind of like
you
fruit
have to
stripe gum.
You have to contact Cool Kim to find out how to eat it properly, though.
Well, I would have to remove all of my banana runts in order
to make a proper bowl of cereal.
So, in a video posted to Instagram on Tuesday, November 7th, the No Limits Records boss, Mr. That is ain't no motherfucking P, pulls up on Coach Prime in Colorado and hand delivers him his customized Snoop cereal dubbed Prime Time Honey O Snacks, which features Sanders on the front of the box.
So now he's been on the cover of a Wheaties box and a what? Honey O Snacks.
Honey O Snacks box on the cover of a Snoop cereals box.
Yes. Which is more prestigious.
Me and Snoop decide, well, they'll put anybody on a Wheaties box.
This is true.
Me and Snoop decided we putting you on a Snoop cereal box. I'm just telling you, you got your own box now, coach, he says in the clip. Sanders,
From one coach to another.
pumped up beyond belief, says, you better believe I'm eating these too. I'm still old school. I'm a cereal eater, he says. I'm a cereal eater too, but it's spelled Serial
R-I-A-L.
because I'm living large at lunch.
If you're not a patron, you have no clue what's going on.
This ain't no motherfucking P. Then tells Coach Prime that he loves what he's been doing at University of Colorado to revitalize the football program, which revitalized the program by taking 80 athletes that were on the team and kicking off 65
Yeah.
of them,
Yep.
which
that's
I didn't
the
think
thing.
you could do in college.
If you're a coach,
Unless-
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys are on scholarship.
And doesn't
Do they
mean
get
they
to keep their
require.
scholarship money?
Don't know.
It's just weird to me.
I know if you're failing your classes,
They can pull a scholarship.
right? But
yeah.
if you're no longer playing, I
But
don't
that's
know.
through no fault of your own.
Well, obviously it is. You didn't make the cut.
Well, there's just something real fishy about that whole thing. College sports have gotten really, really. I mean, they've been scandalous in the past, but this whole
Yes.
thing with the transfer portal and the NIL deals and everything, it's not college sports anymore. That was the purity of college sports. You didn't have to deal with the money. You didn't have to deal with any of that bullshit. And now
I
you
was-
got Jim
I was
Harbaugh being
big-
suspended.
Oh, yeah. I was big on college athletes being paid for, say, endorsement deals or for their likenesses being used by EA Sports or whatever.
Which is why EA Sports stopped the college football
Yeah.
game years ago.
Yeah. But that's what it was. It was, we're going to put your number and your attributes in a game, but we're not going to put your name, so we don't have to pay you.
Right.
I 100% believe they should have been paid for all that stuff.
Well, if they can't attribute it to a specific name, I mean, who's to say that number 32 on USC, who's a crazy good running back,
He
how do you
is
know it wasn't
hurdling stuff in the Hertz commercial.
well, it could have been Charles Rogers too. You
Could have
never
been.
know. I mean, that's the beauty of not
Mhm.
USC has a long line of great running backs who wore number 32. You can't pinpoint it on one specific person. So
So we don't have to pay you.
it's genius marketing.
Mm-hmm.
But the schools love that money coming in to use the school name.
Oh, yeah.
So
And the TV ads and
mhm. Snoop was not in attendance when P gave him the box of cereal, but he made sure to show it on Instagram. We are celebrating at Deion Sanders for leading and inspiring us. First coach on Snoop cereal box, prime time Honey O snacks.
has anyone been on a Snoop cereal box aside from his cartoon characters?
No, this is the first.
So not only is he the first coach, he's the first human.
And it's not even an anthropomorphic.
No, it's a picture of
It's
Dion.
a picture of Deion in his Colorado Buffaloes cowboy hat.
It's prime time.
And they are now 4-6 on the season because they lost
Yeah.
last night to University of Arizona. So,
But they're better than they have been.
well, they should be. They've got 65 new players. Fresh flicks,
Yes.
not fresh fish.
No.
Fresh flicks. We have an article in front of us that came to us from revolt.tv where they
Mhm.
have named the 19 greatest hip hop movies of the 90s. And I'm sure some of these have been used as fresh flicks in the past.
And some will be in the future when we get back to doing that.
Yes. Number one, and in no particular order, I'm
Right.
just going in the order that they have. The first one they listed is probably one of the 5 best movies I have ever seen
Well,
because of the way the story was told, because of the way John Singleton brought it to you, because of the unexpectedly really good performances of Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ice Cube and Morris Chestnut
you know why it's the greatest one for me.
because of Furious Styles.
Damn right.
But you expect a good performance out of Mr.
Oh, no.
Fishburne.
And it has nothing to do with the performance. It's just the name.
The greatest name
Furious
in movie history.
Styles.
Boys in the Hood.
Sarah says she
Released-
bets it's Body Rock.
I would have taken that bet because it is not. And how much did John pay you to put that up?
No,
Boys in the Hood.
Craigie says, I always say you haven't seen any movie or many movies. I don't say he hasn't seen many movies. He just hasn't seen the movies that everyone else in the world has seen and expects everyone else in the world to have seen. No, he's seen Deathbed. So, I mean,
I have. I finally saw The Godfather like last year. I finally sat through it.
Mhm.
So when I was a kid, we didn't do movies very much. We didn't go to the movies.
Mhm.
My father didn't have the patience to sit in a movie theater. He never went to the movies other than the drive-in when we
Right.
went to like the Disney movies when we were kids. But there are a lot of movies that everybody says are fantastic movies. I have never seen any of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
That's just
Cole-
a lot of walking.
Cole's going to see Scarface in the theaters today because it's been re-released
back.
for its anniversary.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail is coming back to theaters.
Another movie I have yet to sit through all the way.
That's why I mentioned it.
Apple Dumpling Gang I actually saw when I was a kid. And I have been, I've been of adult age for a little while now.
Yes.
Frankie, I don't know if I've ever really been an adult. but I have
Qualifying
been
age, yes.
in that age group. But
Next
the first
movie.
one on their list was 1991, Boys in the Hood. A
And
title
your
that
father
was
smelt of elderberries. That was not for you. That was for Wanda.
yes. A title derived from Eazy-E's classic record.
Mhm.
Because the boys in the hood are always hard.
Covered by Dynamite Hack, by the way.
If you say so.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it was the catalyst for all of the following black movies in the 90s
Mhm.
because it was just so well done. I have a hard time believing John Singleton died at an early age because I think we got robbed
Oh, yeah.
of what else he could have done. Now, as far as African-American directors right now, I still look forward to every Jordan Peele movie, although I've been disappointed with the last two
And every Spike Lee joint?
and every Spike Lee joint, but he hasn't put anything out in a while either.
No.
I loved Get Out. Us was okay. Nope was a big nope.
Yeah.
It really was. That was adequately titled. But Singleton dying early,
Mhm.
I can't even imagine what he could have come up with.
Yeah.
He was the first black director to be nominated for Who Gives a Fuck About a Goddamn Academy Award,
Mhm.
As well as the youngest in the film.
That I was unaware of.
For Best Original Screenplay as well. Number 2 on the list, another fantastic movie did we do this one? I think we did.
I don't have the list. What's the next one?
New Jack City.
No, we have not done it yet.
We have not done it yet.
No, it's
We've
on the
talked
list.
about the Pookie face many times.
We did, yes.
But we've not done this movie. And I think we've talked about the soundtrack, but we've
Oh, most
not done
definitely.
the movie.
Yes.
New Jack City's a great movie.
Oh, it is. Am
Um,
I my brother's keeper?
Despite the fact I'm not a huge Wesley Snipes fan,
Mm-hmm.
but he was very good in this. And I think that was more of a tribute to the way the movie was written and directed. Mario Van Peebles directed
Yes.
that movie.
Rapping John Hood, yeah.
Wesley Snipes, Ice-T, Chris Rock, good old Pookie.
Yes.
Of course, they don't mention the one white guy. no, Judd
no,
Nelson reference
Judd
in
Nelson.
there. But
He's fucking harsh.
But New Jack City was great. Rockabye, baby.
Yes.
That was the other Vanessa Williams,
Yep.
as well as, was it Christopher
X-Rated
Williams? was
Video
in there or
Queen?
something?
Know
But
what
yeah,
I mean.
Bill Nunn
Of
was
course.
in that movie.
Radio Raheem.
Yeah. New Jack City was an excellent film, and it's been referred to in hip hop by countless rappers. So
John said we did do New Jack City.
I don't remember doing it.
Must have been an early one. You probably weren't there.
Okay. Menace to Society is number 3.
Mm-hmm.
A movie that I am ashamed to say I have never sat through.
Oh, we'll have to add it to Fresh Flicks.
I do know who is in it. I know.
Well, that's good.
basically, and of course it's Jada's first role on film.
Is it?
Soundtrack, we've done the soundtrack because the soundtrack had Spice One and MC8, the Lynch Mob, $2 sign.
Gorillas in the Mist.
Gorillas in the Mist. Number 4 on this list, Juice.
I know we did that one.
I know we did that one too. I actually sat through that one with us because it was the first time I'd seen it. Ernest Dickerson's film paints a parallel picture to Boys in the Hood. Juice starred Tupac, of course, had appearances from Queen Latifah, Fab Five Freddy, and Tretch.
Fab
yeah.
Five Freddy told me everybody's fly.
Tupac was so good in that movie.
Yes.
Poetic Justice. Yeah, this is a John Singleton film. Janet Jackson was in it. There were some really, really shitty dialogue in that movie. I just remember her looking in the camera saying, "You want to smell my punani?" And then
I think that was the Bill Reed's lyrics.
I think it was. I don't know what's going on with my throat today, but Tupac was it was a follow-up movie for Tupac's leading role in Juice, which put him on the radar of John Singleton. And Janet Jackson got a #1 hit out of that movie. So now we're getting into the less serious movies. And this one is so, I don't want to say it's underrated, and I don't necessarily think it's underappreciated, but what is your opinion on Friday, the original Friday?
The original Friday? I think it is a classic film. It is a...
It's one of the most quoted movies of all time.
Yes, most definitely.
Anybody who says, "Bye, Felicia," you know it came from Friday.
Yes.
And we do it all the time here. You know, it's like, how the hell you gonna get fired on your day off?
Yes, we have a Felicia trophy.
It was...
It's a different Felicia, though.
A different Felicia. It was... There were just so many... Not just the Ice Cube and Chris Tucker.
No.
So many
grandma
good
give me that chain.
performances in that movie. The late Tiny Lister. I can't believe he's gone.
Yeah, Zeus. Yeah.
Pooh. DJ Pooh.
Yeah.
The
man who was on the phone with the Census Bureau. That's a different time.
Yeah. I mean, it also gave you Smokey and Debo.
Yeah.
I mean, these are just character names that the minute you hear them, you know exactly what Ezel.
Ezel, yeah.
When we gonna fuck, Miss Parker? Bernie Mac was so funny in that movie.
Yeah.
Let me get a little something for my cataracts. Friday is... It definitely belongs on this list. I would, if this is a ranking, though, I would put it higher.
Well, yeah, but it's not. They're all just randomly in order.
Just because of how quotable it's been, and the fact that it has held its quotability after all of these years. This movie is damn near 30 years old now. Yeah. And it's still, I mean, you could watch it now and imagine people acting that way in your neighborhood today. Slipping foot. You know how much you can get for a slip and fall in the stove? Man, it ain't even wet over here. I want 150 million, but we can settle right now for $20.
$20. Yeah.
So stupid, but it is so good. Number 7 on the list. And I know we've done this one and we've talked about it ad infinitum. House Party.
Oh, yes.
Which originally was supposed to be a
Jeff
and Fresh Prince joint, believe it or not. Kid and Play, Martin Lawrence, the incredible Robin Harris.
Robin Harris. Full Force.
Full Force. Gonna kick you.
That's the greatest thing, though. Seeing Full Force in that movie and trying to believe that they're in high school.
Yes. But have you seen the high school kids now with the full beards and the full mustaches?
But what year was that?
One guy was like jacked.
1990 what? Yeah, Paul. Yeah.
90. It was
Stab.
I mean, there was comic relief in there, but it was a pretty accurate representation of, black teenagers doing what black people knew how to do best, which was have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I associated with that movie.
This was a surprise for me on this list. I wouldn't necessarily say this was a hip hop movie.
Since I'm not even looking at the list, I agree with you because I remember seeing that one and going, really?
Other than the theme was a hip hop song,
Yeah.
Men in Black is not a hip hop movie.
No.
Will
it's
Smith
just
is a
because
hip hop
Will-
artist who is
Right.
acting in a movie. That does not make it a hip hop
No.
movie.
Because wasn't Biz in part 2?
Yes.
Also not a hip hop movie.
And don't get me wrong, I think Will Smith is a very good actor.
Yes. And I love the song Men in Black.
He acted very upset when Chris Rock mentioned Jada. So I think he's a very good actor that way. But the soundtrack, Will Smith, Nas, Snoop, Jermaine Dupri, Quest, The Roots, De La Soul, you forget what was. I don't think we've ever done that soundtrack
We have not.
on this show, but it's something we should probably look into with all of these guys on it,
Yeah.
because I didn't realize, because you hear them in the background and you don't really pay much attention to it when you're watching the movie, because the first name I don't think of when I'm thinking hip hop is Tommy Lee fucking Jones. So
Look, people say the same thing about us when they see us,
no, I think they start to. Oh no, those are those two culture vultures who go
Yeah.
online every week and talk about hip hop music.
Yeah, we're the next Vlad.
No, we are not. Set It Off is on the
Queen
list.
Latifah.
Jada, Queen Latifah, Vivica Fox,
I believe
Kimberly
that's Vivica
Elise,
A. Fox.
Fox, yes, Vivica A. Yeah, I have to put the A in there.
Mhm.
4 best friends living in LA who are all in a bind for money, leading to a bank robbery.
It's like A. Whitney Brown or A. Martinez. You got to get the A in there or it doesn't work.
But theirs is their first initial. A. Martinez. I don't even think the A stands for it.
No, it's A.
It's better than F. Martinez.
It
because
is.
That was a
It was a Two Live song.
Yeah. Fuck. Martinez. I always felt bad for Martinez. I wonder what he did to get that kind of retribution on a record.
Same thing Navarro did.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Navarro. Along with being a box office hit, the soundtrack for Set It Off featured Brandy, Tamia, Gladys Knight, Chaka Khan. That would be Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee this year, Chaka Khan.
Yes.
And Vogue. Number 10 on the list, The Players Club. Another one I sadly can say I have not sat through yet.
Well, we will get you there.
Ice Cube's directorial debut. Basically goes behind the scenes at strip clubs and why women find themselves working there.
Yeah.
It also had Bernie Mac, Jamie Foxx, John Amos, and Lisa Ray McCoy in it. Number 11 on their list is Belly.
Yes. Which also you probably haven't seen, but will be a fresh flicks.
Yes. A movie with an all-star rapper cast starring DMX and Nas, directed by Hype Williams. Basically a blueprint for reality of street life. It is a hood classic, it says, as opposed to not a great film, but a hood classic. Above the Rim, number 12 on the list.
Is that the one that brought us The Lady of Rage?
Yes. Also introduced the single, the greatest single in hip hop history, if you ask the performer, Regulate.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for Warren G for standing behind his shit. He believes it, and you kind of have to have that gumption to say, yeah, I made this record. It's the greatest fucking record in the world.
Yeah.
And it is a good record. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, if you could take a Michael McDonald beat and turn it hip hop with some Young Guns references in the beginning. Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg,
the late great
Wu-Tang
Nate Dogg
on the album. Number 13 on the list, Dead Presidents, another Lawrence Tate movie.
Nice.
Who for a while was in every single one of these movies. He was the Savion Glover of the Black 90s.
Yes, Lawrence Tate was everywhere. Yes.
different kind of movie
Mhm.
about former Black Marines neglected and don't get the support when they come home. Substance abuse, homelessness, all that stuff. Tate played a young man who left the Bronx to fight in the Vietnam War and then came home and had to get involved in criminal activity just to make a living.
Mhm.
Number 14, Higher Learning. Another John Singleton movie.
Higher Learning is a tough movie to watch. It's not a bad movie by any means. And I
Yeah.
believe it's actually on my Fresh Flicks list.
So, yeah, bold approach. Racism in America, of
Michael
course.
Rappaport, yeah.
Yeah. Michael Rappaport gets a lot of shit from a lot of people.
Yes.
And I think a lot of it is undeserved.
I would agree.
But Ice Cube and Lawrence Fishburne were both nominated for NAACP Image Awards for Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture. Cube lost out to Fishburne.
That's fair.
Number 15, Fresh.
No, that's not that one.
Samuel L. Jackson and Giancarlo Esposito. Also known as Bugging Out. Fresh is one of the underrated classics, it says, described as a hip-hop hood film. Story of how youth can become involved in crime due to their environment, which is basically the overarching theme of a lot of these movies.
Yes, but you cannot say Giancarlo Esposito as Bugging Out and not say Sam Jackson, Mr. Senior Love Daddy.
Mr. Senior Love Daddy, that's true. And that's the double truth.
Ruth.
I'm actually surprised that hasn't made the list yet, but I haven't gotten to the end of it yet.
You have not.
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Also on the list once we've gotten through all of
This
those
I've
movies.
actually sat through because I like those kind of, scary movie type parody movies.
The parody movie, yeah. A spoof.
That being said, I'm not a huge fan of most of the Wayans family.
Okay.
I like Damon.
Mm-hmm.
Damon's got a son who looks and sounds just like him now. Have you
And he's
seen
named
him?
Damon.
Yeah, he's hosting some show on Fox right now.
I used to watch a show, and I cannot tell you the name of the show because I watched it after it was over and just like found it online.
Yeah.
In some streaming service and watch it. Something like The Best of Friends. I don't know. Anyway, but he's in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, he's just like his dad.
Yeah, really, really. Marlon, a little goes a long way with me. Marlon to me is a younger black version of Will Ferrell. A little goes a long way. I can only take him in very small doses.
Happy Endings was the name of the show, by the way. It was only on for 2 years. I think Marlon is
oh no, I like scary movies. I like slasher movies. I mean,
no, it's Scary Movies is capitalized, so it is the spoof of
yes,
the Scream series.
Yes, I watched the Scream series and I watched all the scary movies because they made me laugh my ass off.
Yeah, I think Marlon, because he's so young in the family, he has that look. All of my siblings were funny, and they're more famous, and I need to do something to make myself stand out. So he is over animated.
Yeah, he's
a lot of the time. Yeah, I still think he's funny, but I think that he is often pushing himself further than the average person would because of the rest of his family.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate assessment, and I will give him credit. He is funny in this movie, especially in this movie. But again, a little of him goes a long way.
Yes. What was the 40 they were drinking?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Was that no? It was CB4 had Take a Piss. That's what it was.
Yeah,
it was
CB4 that we've done.
We have,
which is next on the list, by the way. So perfect timing. CB4, a parody of the legendary NWA, which had cameos from Eazy-E and Ice Cube in it.
Charlie Murphy was in it.
Flav, Charlie Murphy, Chris Rock, straight out of Low Cash.
What's his name? G Money from New Jack City. Oh my God, why can't I think of his name?
I'm drawing a blank on the
research department. I know you know.
Yes.
Alan Payne.
Alan Payne, yes.
Yes. And Deezer D.
The late Deezer D.
Yes.
Deezer D passed away. I remember Deezer D from ER, believe it or not. He was on that show for a long time. CB4 was a funny ass movie.
I love that movie.
Straight out of Low Cash. Clockers coming in at number 18.
Ooh.
Out of all the Spike Lee
Spike Lee
movies,
joint.
I was not expecting Clockers to be on there. Co-produced by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
You
And that's probably why it's on the list.
You would think that combination, probably this movie should have gotten a lot more press than what it was.
I can see that, yeah.
A crime drama centering around the effects of drugs hitting the projects in New York City. Clockers emphasize how people are products of their environment. The film was the breakout role for Mekhi Phifer.
Hmm.
Of course, he
This
went
is
on
no
to
movie.
star in Paid in Full as well. And the last one they have is Class Act.
Kid and Play.
Kid and Play in
The play with
1992.
Blade Brown.
So it's not as widely known as the House Party movie.
It's
but
not.
Still a movie that would make a very good fresh flicks for us.
Yeah. Cool as Ice wasn't on that list?
Cool as Ice was not on this list.
Man,
Nor was
drop
Tougher
that
Than
zero.
Leather.
Get with this
the
hero.
Yep. Nor was Tougher Than Leather.
No.
And the
Okay. I will say it. Tougher Than Leather was harder to watch than Cool as Ice.
It was.
Except for the piano music.
Yes. Nowhere. Which just played over
Scene transition,
over.
piano.
and over.
Cue the motherfucking piano. Yeah.
Is that where we got that from?
I don't know.
God, no, because we've been doing Bill Reed's lyrics a lot longer than
Yes, we have.
did that movie. But that's their greatest hip hop movies from the 90s. Now, maybe that's why certain movies that we like weren't on there.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a couple of good ones on there, a couple of good choices, and a couple of. I still don't think Men in Black is a hip hop movie per se, but
Yeah, but it's what it is.
Look at that. Hip Hop DX brings us our next article, and you have entitled it "Taste Like Vomit."
That's a ringing endorsement, is it not?
Say, if that doesn't get you intrigued, I don't know what will. LL Cool J says that his diet might have to go left after receiving a special gift from Eminem. He may take a cheat day on maintaining his jacked physique thanks to Marshall Mathers. Now, we all know that LL Cool J is built like a brick shithouse.
Yes.
LL took to social media last Friday, gave a warm shout out to M, two guys who both have channels on Sirius XM, by the way. Because you got Rock the Bells and you got Shade 45.
You do.
He gave a warm shout out to M because he received a jar of M&M's Mom's Spaghetti pasta sauce.
Of course, because why not?
Mr. Marshall, thank you for the Mom's Spaghetti sauce, man. He said, holding up the jar. He goes, once I hook this up, I'm going to tear it up. I appreciate you. I'm going to have to go left on my diet for a minute, but it's all good. I appreciate you, man. Let's get it. And I had fun at the restaurant in Detroit. So he must have went to the original Mom's Spaghetti restaurant that we talked about years ago opening up. So, yeah, he's M is pretty much an entrepreneur at this time. But yeah, last month he talked about releasing something new. People say, oh, he's putting out new music. Nope. It was the jarred Mom's Spaghetti sauce.
Yep.
From the D,
which I would welcome Mom's Spaghetti more than a new Eminem album.
I know you would. You're not a huge Eminem, and I haven't really liked the last one or two records he's put out because they've been very trap heavy. But that being said, each one of them still had one or two songs on them that was really, really good.
Yeah.
But
he hasn't put out a good album in a long time.
Not since God, what was it? Recovery?
I don't know.
That one was good. The one that had the Lil Wayne guest drop on it. That one was really good. I still listen to that somewhat regularly. The announcement received a lukewarm reception from fans who were like, I don't want no goddamn sauce. I want music.
I want sauce. I
like-
prefer syrup.
I like pasta. So, and of course they talk about LL being on stage when Kool Herc, and we talked about that last week at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We also talked about Nikki D ripping into Ice Spice.
We did.
Nikki speaks. She's coming out and saying, here's my side of the story.
Mhm.
She's concerned that people can't take criticism these days. And
Surprise.
this is a thing. She made her comments about Ice Spice, and specifically to her recent Betty Boop inspired performance,
Mhm.
which she called the prostitution era in hip hop.
Right.
And that, when I call it the prostitution era, this is Nikki. She goes, it's simply what I saw with the performance, right? I was home chilling, sipping on some wine. I saw the video online. I said, what is this? Shorty's dress was literally above her ass. And I was like, nothing was out but skin ass.
Yeah. So what else is there? Where else do you go from there?
Like, this is not the girl I remember. I felt like she'd kind of pushed herself into a place of no return. Now, when you out there, it's like walking outside butt naked. What else do we have? She says.
Mhm.
So, well, the first thing they say is, and I always like to preference my own self with this. When y'all come for me, she says, is I know I'm old. Nikki D
Right.
says.
Well, and that's kind of like the way we start things here. We understand that we're old and we're grumpy, but
And she says, I know I had one big record. I know they don't do it the way I used to do it anymore.
Mhm.
Go ahead. I know all that. So again, I just go back to y'all getting butt hurt. Y'all don't know how to really take a punch or criticism. I tell you what, you would be so lucky to get the age that I am. And you would be so lucky to get royalty checks that I got just 2 weeks ago in the mail 30 years later from one song.
Daddy's little girl. Yep.
You would be very lucky to see all these things years later. You feel me? Because what I did was timeless. I didn't do trendy. I did classic.
Timeless.
She says there was balance. That's the problem. You take this generation now. What's the balance of this? Where's the Lauryn Hills? Where's the MC Light?
That's what people at a concert are saying.
Yes, I was going to go there, but
Where's the Lauryn Hill?
it was inappropriate then, even though it was happening. Hence the reason why it never hit the forefront. They weren't major acts. Well, I gotta kind of reverse gears on, because Foxy Brown and that ilk made a lot of money doing the same kind of, talking about the same kind of stuff. They didn't show their ass on stage.
Right, but they also had
Lil' Kim, I mean,
lyrical ability
yeah.
where they can say that and not just that, but make it sound more, I don't want to say more eloquent, but
Lil'
fancier.
Kim said slurping molasses out of my asses.
Yes, one line. I'm sure Biggie said worse.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
So,
But and there's the double standard too. We listen to Biggie saying things about his sexual exploits, which
with Raven Simone. Yeah.
Look at Biggie. Ain't nobody rushing to have sex with him. But then we get really offended as a society when women empower themselves to say, you know what? I like sex too, and this is what I like.
Whap.
And if you can't bring that shit to me, then bring your shit somewhere else.
You better bring a lunch.
Well, that's
I want
another
you to do
story
like that
entirely.
Pac-Man.
But Nikki's not necessarily wrong
No.
in most of her. And the
I
big
might have you
thing
do that as a
she's-
Bill Reed's lyrics, just a Robin Harris skit. And do like that Pac-Man. Put a quarter in my ass.
I My
Anyway, we're running behind.
gas
Let's move
station
on.
we passed. It's the AIDOC last article
Yes.
of hip hop headlines comes to us from Rock the Bells. The DOC talks about using AI to release new music. He says it sounds like a real me.
This is exciting. I'm very excited for stuff like this, for AI to be used to
make up for what we were denied because of like the accident.
Yes, because the DOC is still an incredible lyricist, an incredible writer. He put out 2 albums since his accident and just doesn't have. I mean, he's fighting. You can hear him fighting.
He doesn't have the vocal strength or the vocal tonality or anything. And his lyrics are still fantastic, but they are tough listens.
Yeah. So if you can train AI to hear his voice from his first album, and for him to be able to come out and do it all in his own inflections, everything, but then have AI correct his voice, that is a perfect use for this technology.
It's a hell of a lot better than auto-tune.
Yeah.
DOC says Fab Five Freddy asked me if I'd be interested in creating an album using AI technology.
Did he also tell him that everybody's fly?
He did.
Okay.
He says, I just felt like it was a no-brainer for somebody like him to have an opportunity to bring music to the world. So
that's what Freddie does.
No reason not to if we have the technology. So
exactly. We can rebuild the DOC.
Freddie connected DOC with the CEO of an AI company called Suno, who says that his firm is teaching the machine what DOC used to sound like. It's very convincing when Suno matches his new vocals with the voice from his previous recording, says DOC. When this thing happens, it sounds like a real me.
That's
and as long as he's on board with it,
then
it's
not somebody's putting out new DOC music without the DOC.
Because they're doing that a lot now online.
Right.
And it's shifty and it's shady. And if they start making money off of that, there has to be legal ramifications, because you had to at one point, say, oh, well, that's not Charlie Bomb's voice. No, but at one point you had to go into the machine and say, I need you to make something that sounds like Charlie Bomb's voice.
Yes.
So at that point, you are infringing upon that person's artistic license.
And then he'll have to go out and release the Charlie Bomb version of all of his records.
Yes. And apparently my dogs are howling, so it must be time to end this segment. But I will listen to a new DOC record, even if it's AI.
Yeah.
So we're going to take our first break of the day. And when we come back, we're going to have a little bit of woo news, and then we're going to get into some music, including a record of the week that
from your best friend.
From your best friend. Yes. Yes. I'm not sure what a Jippy is. I thought it was a peanut butter at first, but you'll find out what it is when we come back.
Yes.
On Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 511.
You need to add a thing to your show notes. It's in the private chat.
I think I just saw that. Yes. Yes.
All right. Let's see. Where am I? Who am I? Petey Pop, motherfucker.
Shaquan. I can only hear Tim saying that.
I know. Yeah. That's why it was written that way. Let's see. You need a drop. This Indy New England game following on my screen here is almost as exciting as Thursday night's game.
That was just a bad football game.
It was painful
on many levels. Many levels.
How about let's dig deep into our repertoire. Something we may not have played in a while. Oh, so I get a notification today on Instagram that the Kid Creole is following me now.
The Kid Creole?
Yeah. So I went and looked at it and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And it's like, you know how people have links in their bio It was some crazy thing I would not even click on. I was like, yeah, so he doesn't have it in jail. This is just some dude. Well, all right. How about this? Since we mentioned him, we're going to play this one. And I don't think we've played it in a while. It's been a while. Okay. Make sure I have do I have my shimmy?
Jimmy.
I do. Okay. So I'm going to hit this drop, and then we'll come in with the woo, 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 and we'll get into it. Let's do this with a Shri. Whoosh bomb.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it.
Hey, this is the Iceman, kicking like Jackie Chan. It's time to take a stand, even though I'm contraband. I ransack the track, man, I'm quicker than a pimp slap. And I'm chilling with my man, Mr. Throwback. Holla back.
Like a harpoon, daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a can.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. What's good, yo? This is Ghostface, now in New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. I know what it is. Get it correct, Mr. Throwback Thursdays. Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, You God, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and all dirty bastard.
It's now time for Woo News with Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Mention me, y'all.
Welcome back, everybody. Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 511. It is indeed time for Woo News. We have two pieces of Woo News for you this week. The first one, Woo Day. Woo Day is now November 9th. It is officially Wu-Tang Day because Wu-Tang was honored in New York with an official day and an Empire State Building lighting.
Yes.
That's huge. So New York's Mayor Eric Adams proclaimed November 9th is officially known as Wu-Tang Day. The honor coincides with the 30th anniversary of Wu-Tang's Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers record. Festivities included the lighting of the Empire State Building in Wu-Tang's iconic black and yellow colors. You can't light something black. Black is the absence of light.
It is.
You just light it in yellow and let the
navy
black
blue
fill in. On Wu-Tang Day, Legacy Recordings issued a special edition 7-inch box set featuring Enter the Wu-Tang on vinyl, a 60-page book of liner notes with RZA interviews. RZA can talk.
Oh, yes.
60 pages of liner notes.
Yeah.
Rare photos and album lyrics in a pack of 36 Chambers trading cards. On coming this week on November 15th, which is Wednesday, I believe, Lincoln Center's Walter Reed Theater will screen the new documentary, A Wu-Tang Experience, live at Red Rocks Amphitheater.
Which is also huge. For those of you listening on Thursday, you missed it. It was yesterday.
Yes. The screening is presented by the Hip Hop Education Center, Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts, and RZA's company, 36 Chambers ALC. November 9th of 1993 was the day that the 36 Chambers was released. Instantly,
as was Midnight Marauders. Same day, same year. Hence, Enter the Marauders Day.
Which is to be now known as a very good day.
Yes.
So, the current iteration of Wu-Tang recently wrapped up a co-headlining tour with Nas, of which you were present for.
I was.
Congratulations to the Wu, man. It takes a lot to get the Empire State Building lit in your honor.
Yes.
Apparently, the guy who runs it must be a hip-hop fan, which is a cool thing. So
I
on them.
See if they threw black and yellow, navy blue and yellow lighting on the Statue of Liberty, since so many of the Wu actually worked there.
Right.
But, to do Empire State Building, that's impressive.
That is impressive. Hot New Hip Hop brings us our next article, which you have entitled SHAKWON. Or as Cool Kim would say, Shaquan, 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 Shaquan.
I gotta
RZA.
get that record.
Huh?
I gotta get that record.
Yeah. RZA shares the actual story of how meth got his name. RZA made an appearance on Hot 97. He sat down with Peter Rosenberg,
Mhm.
who I like Peter Rosenberg. He's also big on the Michael Kay show,
Mhm.
and he's very big on hockey and very big on pro wrestling. So Peter Rosenberg is a guy that I have a lot of interest with.
Nice.
During their discussion, he let some details slip on the actual origin of Method Man's name. He said Method Man was Shaquan until he made that song, Shaquan the Panty Raider.
Shaquan.
Then after he made that song, everybody in the hood called him Method Man, he explains. The song in question is a track that itself is called Method Man, which would eventually end up on Wu-Tang's classic debut album, which was
Mhm.
just honored for 30th anniversary by having the Empire State Building lit for it.
Yes.
It was the concept because meth is weed. He's
It
the king of smoking weed.
So I've
So
heard.
he is the Method Man. I thought meth was methamphetamine, but that's just
Well, that's a
me.
whole different meth. Yes.
A year later, he's Method Man. He further elaborated on the name's origins. He says it was a little weird that there's one song on the album named after a member.
Yes, that was weird.
We thought it was named after the member, but that's not what it was. It was the name of a song that then became the name of a member.
Yeah, not his member, but a
No.
member.
So
You member.
METHOD man was just a generic man who
Who
liked weed.
smoked a lot of weed. Yeah.
And then Shaquan said, I like that name better.
He said, you know what I really like the sound of?
H-O-D, man.
Yeah.
You know how the whole thing, hey, you get off my cloud. Of course, that comes from the Rolling Stones. He said, but
you don't know my style?
the METHOD
Oh, that's Hall & Oates.
Hall & Oates record.
Yeah. Method of Modern Love.
Yep. And then the man part, he said, came from something else. And he put all three of those things together. And that's how he came up with METHOD, man. Just the way he says man on it. And that's
OFLOVE.
and that's still my second favorite track off of that record after Cream. But
Because the cream always rises to the top.
if you believe Macho Man Randy
Yes.
Savage.
Well, who doesn't?
Oh, yeah. The cream always rises to the top. Okay, now my voice is shot from doing Randy Savage. So, yeah, Shaquan. It's so much easier to go METHOD, man, than
It is.
SHAKWON. And probably because that W fucks you up.
It does.
You God, still terrible. ODB, still dead.
Some things don't change.
These are not stories. These are just facts.
These are the things that I do not have to write every week because I just leave them in there.
Time for music. The one and done for episode 511
Ooh, I should probably find that, huh?
is a
I am,
record
as
that
we-
came to us in 1992.
A number. I am, how we say, ill prepared.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A 10-track record. And I believe it is a indeed true one and done.
I think so.
Because I can't find anything else
No, it was tough to find what I found.
by
And-
this group.
Yes, and the spelling of the name drives me nuts because that is correct spelling.
Yes. Yeah, it's correct spelling on their part. It's not correct spelling on the whole.
No, it is not. I know, Cranky. If only I had a whole week to prepare this show.
Rough House Survivors is
Yes.
the group. Survivors spelled VIVERS as opposed
Yes.
to ORS, which immediately caught my eye too. The name from the record is Straight from the Soul. 10 tracks on the record. DJ introduction, not going to be happy. There's no intro on it.
No.
Track number 1, Take a Trip.
Welcome aboard Rough House Airlines. Flight 125, straight to Mecca.
So buckle up.
Take that ass on a trip.
And keep that ass seated at all times.
Take that ass on a trip.
No cigarette smoking, only booze allowed on this airplane.
I keep a looking like a hawk. Brothers got me amped. Bitches talk about me and I don't deal with tramps. So I sprint like Jenna. Call me up again and work that ass back and forth. As soon as Bert got
Sprints like Jenner, just to give you an idea of the time frame here.
Yes.
And we did talk about Wheaties, so
Track number 2. Can you dig it? There's no Shaq reference on
there
this.
is not.
Baby, can you dig it? Dig it. Can you dig it? Yo, Jay, can you dig it?
Cap, I can dig it. Yo, Bert, can you dig it? Jay, I can dig it. But Smooth, can you dig it?
Yo, I can dig it. JP, can you dig it?
Cap, I can dig it. But Bert, can you dig it? Whoa, I can dig it.
It's a step away from can I kick it?
I was
Yes, you
thinking the same
can.
thing. Track number 3. So, survivors, we can rhyme. And they spell survivors
It's-
right
yes.
in this one.
Well, because they're not talking about themselves.
This is something mellow. This is something mellow. This is something mellow. This is something mellow. I keep on moving soul to soul, no time for rock and roll. Now months do the roll. Get pop for my grandma, microphone jammer. You can't touch this, even if you axe hammer. The Jake can rock a party like Bob.
Like Bob Marley.
Track number 4 is the title track, Straight from the Soul. Which is kind of funny because it sounds like a Tale of Soul record.
It does.
That's what I give them.
That's what I give them.
That's what I give them. That's what I give them.
It's like a Mr. Rock, I urge you to stop. Cause they're coming at your look with intent to leave you broke. A smooth black brother, wait, I'm not seen now. Yes, I got style like a flow like the now. Skips the back flips, what's the way I kick it? A wicked, I never had a babysitter.
Okay, player.
Track number 5, On the Flex.
The devil ain't on my level. 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 Knowledge is the key, born cipher to the unity. The devil try to fool us, ain't I cipher to the slavery. It's time to wake up and get a black man a drink.
Track number 6, We Come to Get Wreck. Not wrecked.
No.
Wrecked.
We're gonna flip the script so survivor style in the 90s.
I say gypsy got a gypsy, that's the antebelly dancer. Brother Blue Block comes along, once a week I see that Barbara. Nowadays a rocket rugged on his poet shit. Ride that Gucci like a taxi bitch with no tip.
Track number 7, Rough House. Roadhouse.
Come down, another rough house kick, cause we got it going on like a Macadon. Catch a Mac from Black Fro, wig out like an Afro swoop. LB catch a wreck, booty niggas get the wreck. Pulling skin on the cellar, y'all house be on the regular. B5 my trooper get done. Rough house on the deep, man, damn I can't sleep. Fly on the head out the smooth propaganda. Chaos on the side with my man Attica. A black guy catch a wreck, on first is the area. Piece the walk on and Marky Black in this era. Well, hoes when it gets a nigga Zodiac sign.
Track number 8, Check Da Backpack.
You got yours? I got mine. Yeah. Jay, what's up with you? You got yours?
I got my rhyme all the time, cousin.
I hear that.
Let
So
me
what's
check
up,
the
man? I was gonna
backpack
flip
for
this,
it,
you know what I'm
though.
saying, you know? I need a rhyme, man. What's up?
Hold on, I don't like this one.
I don't like this one either, man. So I think I should just freestyle, like,
Man,
kick,
throw that out,
like
man.
kick something off the head, you know what I'm saying? This ain't gonna make it, man. Word. Alright, yo. So, you know, since we going this way, right?
Hey yo, Jay, I need a rhyme. Come check my backpack. Snoop, I need a rhyme.
Yo, come check my back.
Hey yo, Jay, I need a rhyme.
Come check my backpack.
Hey yo, I need a rhyme.
Yo, what's poppin' in your back?
Bust it. I'm on my way and I dash for the dough. I hit the Gucci. I'm ghost means I gotta go. Hit the one dip and the straight for the.
Ghost means I gotta go.
Track number 9. Once again.
Back is
Back
the
is
Incredible.
The Incredible.
Once again. Once again. Once again. Once again.
I swing the F before I step. Shoot folks busted for trying to get a wreck. They trying to flip the script on a kick, dog, kick. Now watch the honey dip and dip down the dip, cause they the back.
Okay, so once again, it brings me back to Public Enemy and reminds me, Piper, who did my interview at the Cool Keith show, also did I'm going to call it a DJ set. She had prepared mashups at home and brought them to play for the crowd.
Cool.
So she wasn't spinning, but she did Seven Nation Army and Bring the Noise Together.
All right, I'd be interested to hear how that sounded.
Yes.
I like both of those songs very much.
Well, you hear doom, 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 and she looks out at the audience and she holds a finger up. She says, "It's not what you think." That's how she started.
See, I'd have to listen for that then.
Oh, there was a ton of them, but that one worked.
Last track on this record, Stick the Butt Out.
And watch it.
Very important.
Yeah. Here's the resume for the day. 92.
Sound like Grand Poobah.
You know what I'm saying?
Check it.
A little bit.
House style, you know what I'm saying? Big kids in the house, you know what I'm saying? Toys ain't us. Check it out. This how we gonna move it, yo. You know what I'm saying? All the way from
That's how we
Flatbush
move
up to
it.
241st.
This is how we move
You know
it.
the MO, so check how it go, yo. Yeah. Big up to the Nauru thing. Here we go. Yeah. I'm not the kind of guy you would think that would hit the spot. Get pops, baby, go spot. I kid you not. Pop a doc, hit a nut on the crack pot. Through the dice roll, trip to hit the jackpot.
That is your one and done for episode 511, Rough House Survivors, with Straight from the Soul. I have no charting action on this. I have no singles released off of it. So we're just going to have to go with what we have.
Just so you know, the song Rough House had 3,510 plays. That was the highest listened to
then.
song.
It's time for our record of the week, and I'm anxiously optimistic for this one.
Yes, because up until, and the patrons will be able to verify, up until when we started recording, Bill was unfamiliar with your best friend Jippy.
And up to this week, you were as well.
Yeah, let me tell you a quick little story about your best friend Jippy. So we're
Sorry
driving.
about it. Want to hear it? Here it goes.
Myself and number one son were driving up to Richmond, and we're going to see Cool Keith, and we're listening to a whole bunch of Cool Keith on the way up. And I said, Cool Keith has worked with so many different artists. Everybody wants to work with Cool Keith. And he's looking at this list of people. He's like, he did a song with this guy. He did a song with these guys. He's the voice on Prodigy, Smack My Bitch Up. He does. So he's going through all this stuff. It was a Black Elvis show, but I went to see Cool Keith, who happened to be there. So Ian says, "Have you ever heard of your best friend Jippy?" I'm like, "No, why would I have?" He's like, "Oh, well, apparently he's a beat making DJ. He's got like 38 records or whatever. But he also has this new project that just came out on October 10th.
And that project turned into our record of the week.
It did. It's crazy. My best friend's name is Bill, not Jippy.
Our record of the week is an 8-track record by your best friend Jippy. It is called Lonnie Parachute.
So why on earth would we be doing an album by your best friend Jippy? Unless he was actually your best friend and his name was Jippy and he's like, can you play my new record?
Because Lonnie Parachute is the newest alter ego, uncredited, but still the newest alter ego of Cool Keith.
Yeah. The minute he's like, have you heard of this? And we put it on. And as soon as I heard the voice, I'm like, it's fucking Keith. No, it's not. It's fucking Lonnie Parachute.
Well, Lonnie Parachute by your best friend Jippy consists of 8 tracks.
It does.
Track number 1 is a 26-second intro called Lonnie Parachute Worldwide.
Yes, and it
and
will
it
roll.
goes right into track number 2 called Life Can Be True.
Lonnie Parachute. Lonnie Parachute is ready to take off. Take off in all kinds of ways. Take off in a jet with the propellers. Flying over to Brazil to the favelas. And back to the U.S. Worldwide. Lonnie Parachute.
Stories unfold, feelings unfold. Stories unfold.
Nothing but pleasure.
Feelings unfold. Stories unfold.
Nothing but pleasure.
Feelings unfold. Life can be true. 1 and a 2.
Living for the grass and the sun shining. I feel like a lost boss hiring. Just relaxing, no ambulance and police sirens. The height 8'3", spraying on Creed, smelling lemon and woodsy. Inspired, never wait for somebody to push me. In a wheelchair.
Lonnie Parachute.
I will tell you, as we're getting into this, this is the most optimistic and lighthearted Keith character I have ever heard.
Yeah. And I love the sound of it so far.
Yeah.
Track
It
number
sounds like
3.
the theme to a 70s blaxploitation James Bond film.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Track number 3. Pretty good.
Say something. Wear a smile. When people ask me how I am, I usually say pretty good.
Pretty good,
because usually most of the time
You're pretty good?
Yeah.
Everybody feeling good.
Yeah, hello. Hello. What do you say?
Everybody feeling good.
Excuse me. What do you say?
Everybody feeling good.
How are you?
Good.
What do you say?
All I can do is write good with high potassium, nutrients, and fortified minerals. Operate daily without using chemicals. Treat the worst ones hospitable. Add a new box and rap. Now let the mix slap. So jazzy, I rock a vacation bucket hat. And sick days to my snapback. Give it the leave of absence.
Track number 4. This should have given you an inclination that it was Cool Keith.
Well, yeah.
Cooling Out with a K. So.
Yes.
With those sunglasses on there. He always looks so cool, man.
Yeah, well, I've always been that way, just cool. Yeah, well, I guess, plus, I get into meditation and I'm a vegetarian, so I guess I'm added to all that.
Track number 5. Aerial Phenomena.
UFOs. UFOs in the beginning stages. What I saw, I looked out the window. It was amazing. Amazing.
Talking about UFOs, you should know it's Keith.
What I saw, I looked out the window. It was amazing.
Amazing.
Nothing about wearing diapers or underwear yet.
No, I told you. Lonnie doesn't talk
When
about
I saw
that
a
stuff.
UFO looking out the window, an alien stuck his hand inside my window and took my pillow. He was sort of brown and gray like a cigar Tiparillo. The amazing thing, the ship circled around my building structure.
The alien stuck his arm inside my window and took my pillow. Poor
That's
Lonnie.
a cool Keith line. Yeah, old Lonnie Parachute. Track number 6, Air Piracy.
In a business suit demanding
Listen to this.
$200,000 and carrying a plain briefcase which he told the crew held explosives. With the full ransom collected from Seattle banks and 4 parachutes aboard, the plane headed for Reno. It took 3.5 hours.
Somebody tell me you know what he's talking about.
The hijacker had given detailed flight instructions. The rear stairwell was open all the way. It arrived at Reno in shreds.
I feel like I should, but I don't.
I wanted to give people a chance to catch up because I know we're on a slight delay. There you go. Cranky new.
DB Cooper. Okay, yep. Are you Doobie Keebler? Track
Yes, it was
number...
the story of DB Cooper, yes.
Track number 7, Invisible Crooks.
Yeah, this is Lonnie Parachute. I'm here to tell you about the corruption going on in the industry. It's bad. So corrupt. So corrupt.
Let's begin.
The industry corrupt with ghostwriters and publishing takers, media fakers, payola players, execs who sit back, smoke cigars while another artist gets signed.
Last track on the record, Parachute Lessons.
Willikers, it's a 1,000-foot drop. What do we do now?
Our only chance is to use the tent as a parachute.
Once again, it's the great Lonnie Parachute. It's the OG. You know how you walk outside and the sun is out and you want to have a good day. And it's feeling great. And the birds are flying all over. And you just go sit in the park.
So now that we've blown your mind, that was your record of the week.
You can press
Lonnie
rewind now, yes.
Parachute by your best friend, Jippy.
And press rewind if I haven't blown your mind.
Again, no singles, no charting action.
No, this thing came out a month ago, and the first track, 'cause I don't count Lonnie Parachute worldwide, Life Can Be True, already has 42,000 streams.
Because people are finding out that Lonnie Parachute is really cool, Keith.
Yeah.
And
What
you
the
know
hell?
what? I will look for this in the Apple Music library and I will put it in my library.
You
that
should,
was
'cause-
that was a very chill sounding record.
Yes,
I
this is a
enjoyed
banging
that.
record. I love this album.
So, your best friend Jippy bringing you the saga of Lonnie Parachute as your record of the week. Rough House Survivors with Straight from the Soul, your one and done. We will remind you that your artist of the month is the UMCs.
Lonnie
So go check
Parachute.
out some UMC action during the course of the week. Before
I
we take our
want
final
that.
break, we have an old to the new to bring you.
Do we?
And the old to the new is from AZ.
Yes.
And it is called This Is Why.
Let's see if I have us muted or not.
Oh my. This is why, this is me, this is I. This is why I'm fly, got what money can't buy. It's falling from the sky, I'm in a farm bumping guy. Feeling like I'm floating on a $5 high. No lie, gotta stay fly. Love feeling like I'm floating on a $5 high. Got what money can't buy.
Floating in the fawn through the streets of E&Y. Salute to the 40 plus. Our story is tough. Nowadays I'm in Sandro Pay slurring. Pour me a cup. Boot up. What's disturbing is I'm horny as fuck. The king of off. Couldn't tell me it wasn't corny to cuff. Now I'm stuck. It's just hard. Hoes been on me enough. Learn my lesson. Mama bear been warn me on trust. I'm done. Already won. Did it all under the sun. You never know when your number will come. Enjoy it. Trap money or unemployment. Up funner if you pay installments. Just stay from warrants. I move like it's nothing to lose. A neck of Jews. My vibes was really based on my vibe. I bet the who, so let's bless the fool and say grace on what's taking place. Paper chase, a few acres on a estate. Steel gates, Dior drapes and gold plates. Move at slow pace. Homie humble but whole weight. Cozy, the hitters know me. Vibe rollies, did it for Dolly. This the old me. Bottles of Moe, I'm seasoned. Still breathing. That Billy on the bucket's the reason. Won't stop till I touch it, we even. This is why, this is me, this is I. This is why I'm fly, got what money can't buy. It's falling from the sky, I'm in a farm bumping God. Feeling like I'm floating on a $5 high. No lie, gotta stay fly. Love feeling like I'm floating on a $5 high. Got what money can't buy. Floating in the farm through the streets of E&Y. Nick games, Vic chains. This plain champagne in my dick vein. Wish came since the shorty on that 6 train. Switch lanes. Life story like Vic James. Shit strange. I can see it more clearer. A ghost face shepherd, but I'm more like RZA. Fendi Goose Pepper for that all-white winter. In hindsight, Iron Mike was my mentor. Been poor. Going through it, make you get to it. Kids do it. Wish Big was here to view it. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Fresh cut, always got them with the gear. Bless up, it's beneficial when you instrumental. My usage is all inclusive, no incidentals. Influential to show you how to go global. Young, old school, the soul food, know I'm noble. This is why, this is me, this is I. This is why I'm fly, got what money can't buy. It's falling from the sky, I'm in a farm bumping God. Feeling like I'm floating on a $5 high. No lie, gotta stay fly. Love feeling like I'm floating on a $5 high. Got what money can't buy. Floating in the farm through the streets of E&Y.
Old to the new AZ. This is why. What a great track that was. AZ still getting it done.
Yeah, he's got a new album coming out.
I like the Slick Rick sample in there.
My. Yeah.
That just added. I mean, it's not much, but it added so much to that. And the production on that was a smooth ass record. So we're definitely going to look for that one in the library too to add it. And I can't wait for the new AZ record to come out. If it's going to sound like that, that's going to be a definite addition to the library. We are going to take our final break of the day. When we come back, I will read some lyrics, as I always do about this time. And we will see what time allows as far as anything else, but definitely lyrics.
Yes.
Coming up on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 511.
And let's do us a drawing. Yeah. For anybody who may not have been here to start with, we're doing Nespresso pods.
Yes.
From Death Wish Coffee. We're doing a Death Wish
squishy puck.
Squishy puck. Squishy. Squishy you head. And a blue hockey Death Wish decal. Hey, so let's do that. Who's gonna win? Survey says John Henderson.
Henderson.
And you saw it paused at Cranky and said, Nah.
Psych.
And it kept going. Congratulations, John. If you don't have a Nespresso maker, let me know. Maybe
Feel
I'll
free
get.
to pass them along.
Yeah. And yeah, congrats. I can close that window out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. I could pull up the lyrics because that's the only reason I keep show notes open. So I can find lyrics. Oh, let's see. You know, I have a parlay going on, and one of the things that my parlay requires is that Ramondre Stevenson gets into the end zone.
Ramondre.
I just got a notification that his status has changed from healthy to questionable.
So he's not getting in the end zone.
He is probably not, since there are like 7.5 minutes left in the game. Okay, player. How about I find the motherfucking piano? I need a drop too. So come over here, and I will get the Burl video ready. I will play. How about we do this one? Our best friend, not Jippy.
He's everybody's best friend.
That's what I've heard. We're going to do my favorite cook, and then we're going to get into some lurks, and we're going to do that with a Shri. Who's your mama?
It's Yo Yeezy. Believe me, the flow gets better over the years. Can't unplay ways to get this cheddar. What's up, it's your girl Yo Yo? You're listening to my boys Jamie and Bill on the only classic hip hop podcast that matters, Mr. Throwback Thursday. Throw back.
The earrings I wear are called dolphins. Check the booty, that was kind of soft, and if you touch
But it starts with Bill.
Preston. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Left to right. Words together is a sentence. Take Tylenol off for any headache. Fight off for any cramps.
Most people probably don't listen to the lyrics, but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reed's Lyrics.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 511. It is indeed time for Bill Reed's Lyrics.
It is.
I'm scared. I usually get scared at this point in the show.
I will let you pick before I send this over. Do you want verse 1 or verse 3?
My instinct is telling me 3, so I'm going to go with 1 because I don't trust my instincts at all. So
it's probably fair. I'm going to send this over to you.
That tells you all you need to know about me, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay. So I'm assuming it's right after the intro part.
It is.
And it's going to go down to, okay, I see.
To the same thing, yes.
Yep. All right.
So then with no type of ado, Sesame Street Grover Styley, whether nearer
so scared.
or further, we will cue the motherfucking piano.
Sexy girl in sheer panties. I'm the driver in your life. I love to steal panties. The more closer you are near panties, observing your home, amateur VHS tape. I love the around the house motion pictures you make. Your neighbor with whipped cream, your legs smeared with Duncan Hines, your thighs meet my fingers. I taste the thing, the fudge, the great chocolate cake. Niagara Falls is not needed. I'm above the swimming pool dressed up like Dracula. I'll bite your neck by the lake. The script's a natural. I can't beat Paramount Pictures. The backdrop behind Capitol Records is fake. Girl, You're beautiful. How do you control your weight? How do you control your weight? The fuck is Cool Keith on, man?
You should never ask that question.
Don't ask questions you're not prepared for the answers.
Exactly.
Because wow. Oh goodness.
Ah, yes. Get out there and smear your legs with Duncan Hines.
That was the worst one, I think. I was like, Duncan Hines, what?
That's the question. If you don't know, your ass better call somebody.
Now we get Road Dog up in this bitch too.
We call Keith.
Yeah.
All righty then.
Do we want to do an update on where we're at in the TBT FFL?
Yeah, if you want to do a quickie,
standings.
Yeah, let's do that. And how about we do that with Shri? No, let's just do it.
Hello, you play to win the game.
Playoffs. Talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs. I just hope we can win a game.
And as we record, they are winning a game.
Yes. And you beat me last week. That's really all I care about.
I told you I'm done losing.
Yes.
I'm climbing now.
So our number one team in the league after 9 weeks is still Gangrene Hoodie with the Woody, who is 7-2. You Kelsey, what I Kelsey is no longer in second.
What?
He is third because MC Aiden featuring DMW has moved into second place in the league and first place in the Keith Elam Memorial Division. Our third place team is Greg, you Kelsey, what I Kelsey, second in the Dwight Myers Division at 6-3. Number 4 in the league, Felicia, young and entertaining at 5-4, followed by the Brees Hall Hotel at 5-4.
Who has a new logo,
which is very good, by the way. Followed by Revenge on Lazard City in 6th place at 4-5. So the number 6 team, which is the top half of the entire league, is under 500. It's been a weird year.
It has.
Number 7, Protect Kirk's Neck at 4-5. Number 8, Arrested DeBelichek at 4-5. Number 9, Put It in Firemouth at 4-5. Number 10, Born to Khalil Mack, that's me at 3-6. Number 11 is Ahmad Sauce Committee Part 2 at 3-6. And number 12, Bella Check Yourself at 3-6. So we go from 7-2 down to 3-6. And
quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yes. And just weird shit going on in the league this year.
Yeah.
So we shall see what happens with that. This week's matchups, I am going up against Arrested DeBelichek. Hopefully I can finally get off of this losing skid, although I'm not favored to right now. So who knows? After a promising start, the Felicia Award may be coming back to me.
Yeah, you finished in second place last year.
Huh?
Didn't you finish in second place last year?
Yeah, well, that was a 1-year break after being very bad for very long. So,
Look, but you got a shout out for that.
I did. Yes. From the girl from MSG Network.
Yes.
So all right. So there we are on
Did
that.
Felicia ever get the Felicia?
No, I don't think so. I think it's still in my car because the one day I went to the post office at lunch, for one reason or another, the doors were locked. I think they were having computer issues and couldn't do anything.
You're a computer issue.
I am a computer issue. See, they need a good IT person.
Lonnie Parachute.
Lonnie Parachute. Yes. I need Lonnie Parachute in my life.
You do.
But right now I need to change my hat.
You do, from Bill to Phil, so you can proceed to take us the fuck home.
Christ, my my little slide out thing that holds my keyboard
Your honeycomb hideout slide out.
just fell on my foot. So, ow.
You can come where all my hair hides out. But
okay, so now that I've put that back in place,
yes,
at least
so there
for a
you
little
were.
bit, so that it doesn't hurt. The Mr. Throwback Thursday show podcast experience, episode 511, brought to you in part by the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. Find them on Facebook, X, or Instagram at deathwishcoffee.com, and in Jamie's mug.
Yes,
you can use the code TBT for a 12% off discount on your first order at deathwishcoffee.com. Go order some delicious
easy
coffee.
Get ahead of yourself.
Don't forget to check out friends of the show, Def Rugs. There's nothing delicious about a Def Rug, but they
I don't know.
are.
I haven't tried it yet.
DefRugs.com, Facebook, Twitter, or X, at Instagram and Instagram at Def Rugs.
Yes.
Handmade, high quality hip hop themed rugs, which we've never eaten, so we don't know if they're delicious.
No, we don't know. They could
but
be
they
delicious.
are cool looking. So
They are.
go check that out, and they're very comfortable on your feet. So
They are.
We will get into something that's delicious up in
Yes.
Schenectady, New York.
Time to order.
Bittersweet Candy Company. Our friend Heather Lent up in Schenectady at J Street makes candy and chocolate that's handmade, small batch, different, and
delicious.
Check them out on Facebook. Order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code THROWBACK. Save 10% off your order there.
Look, I just got a notification yesterday in my memories, and it's a picture of the Bittersweet Candy address label. And it says, you're going to have a good day when you get mail from this address.
Yes. So, order your Bittersweet Candy. Absolutely. Melted Mics, MLTDMICS.com. Use our code Mr. Throwback Thursday to save 10% off your order of hip hop themed t-shirts from the one and only Pumice T. Mendola. So go to Melted Mics.
Who knows? Maybe you'll find a shirt there that says
Billy Booty Hole Brown.
Etsy.com/shop/geek like you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Hip hop and pop culture themed items from the Sick Twisted Mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday and the Sick Twisted Wife, Mrs.
Yes.
Throwback Thursday. Go check out Etsy.com/shop/geek like you.
we do not have Billy Booty Hole Brown shirts there.
No, maybe on the TBT shop soon.
Maybe.
Which can be found on MrThrowbackThursday.com, our social media network home. MRThrowbackThursday.com. You go there, you can click on the little microphone, leave us a voice message. It's called Hit Us Up.
Yes.
You can also follow us on our social media handles on X at _MR_TBT and Bill_MR_TBT, which is also my Instagram and Threads handle. Jamie's Instagram and Threads is MR Throwback Thursday. So go follow us on all of our social medias. You can also go onto Facebook and like the Mr. Throwback Thursday page, as well as home of the TBT Posse. Everything you ever wanted to know about your two favorite idiots is usually there.
And more. I have to find my Woo Mad Libs.
Yes, we're due for that in a while.
And I got to find mine. John, if you know where yours is, let me know. And I'll look for mine. And we'll see what we can see.
Because we haven't had Woo Mad Libs in a while.
We haven't. And just to spin off of that, I also have Snoop Dogg Mad Libs that I have not opened.
Very cool. Nobody else owns that yet.
No, they don't. So we can't bring John in on that.
Because those would be Mad Lizibbles.
Yes.
As well as the social media networks. Do not forget, we're on every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern on Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com and the Fresh Radio app for your phone. We're on right after the All Request Thursday. You can also send us emails to mrthrowbackthursday@gmail.com. It is shout outs time.
Yay.
We will start our shout outs with our newest shout out.
We got a new one.
Wanda Kalmia.
Nice.
Who has joined the ranks, and we thank you and we welcome you. As well as Gail Dunmeyer and Manny Baez and Sarah Henderson and John Henderson and Hugo Gonzalez and Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn's Simple Luxuries at teresalynns.com, Clay Arsenault, the Shrieking Warrior Jennifer Buchanan, Jason Heath, Jessica Walker, Shane Hatley, Ricky Schnarr, Kenneth Elsfelder, Mr. Cranky Pants, Brian Hollenbeck, the legend, Kevin Van Buren, Rob Jeffroy, Kate Harvey, Catherine Liska, and Ken Dwinell. They get mentioned every week because
or more.
If you want to get your name mentioned every week, become a patron at the Loonies level or higher. Go to patreon.com/MRTBT. Also available, MrThrowbackThursday.com. There's a little link that says become a patron.
Oh,
Don't forget
speaking of MrThrowbackThursday.com and links.
Yes.
Some people have received it through Facebook Messenger and others through email a PDF from me that contains Flilla Cool J. If for some reason you did not get one of those, because I didn't want to just flood everybody, you can go to the Mr. Throwback Thursday page, and I believe, I'll tell you in just a second to be sure. Yes, on the top row of your menu bar, there is a Flilla Cool J link, which will allow you to just print from there, and all the directions are there. So that's MrThrowbackThursday.com/Flilla-cool-J.
So go check that out. That's now part of our social media networks too.
It's going to be, I'll write it into the show. But we want to get Flilla Cool J everywhere. You can tag Flilla Cool J on Instagram.
Take you.
Wanda says hoping to bring Elle to some Vegas hot spots. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Our newest patron coming up large.
Yes.
Don't
Cool J, email
large
me.
at lunch.
Yes. Living large at lunch. Yeah.
Don't forget our friends, as always. Check out Kings of Sport, Brother Nate Milton, Chris Ely. Check out Anthony Imran and Rug Boy, the Felty American, over at the Jock and Nerd podcast. Check out our friend Talking Ty on her podcast, What's the Word, with Brooklyn Ty NYC, the hardest working turntablist in the world, DJB. Workling, yes. Hardest working turntablist in the world, DJB, is on It's Fresh Radio and the Get Fresh Radio app for your phone, or Fresh Radio app for your phone.
Get the Fresh Radio app. Yes, that's true.
Get the Fresh Radio app. Yes. Wild One Radio at wildoneradio.com. We are on at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and all throughout the weekend. Do not forget to subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Your input helps our output. Find us and share the good word. Tell all of your friends that you listen to the best hip hop themed podcast in the pod universe.
Yes, and tell them about Flilla Cool J.
Flilla Cool J, absolutely. Until next week, everybody, when we join you for episode 512, take good care of yourselves. Make your hands wash themselves.
Yes. And you wash your butt.
Make your hands wash your butt. Yes. Because that's very important.
It is.
And until next time, keep it classic. And always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.